Welcome to day 525 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in the Web3 mobile app DeSoFi. So, Brian, not too much going on in the crypto space in the last couple of days, but LG had a big announcement.
Yeah, LG, which is known for their electronics up until recently, they announced that they're going to launch a crypto wallet called Walipto later this year. The South Korean electronics giant is currently developing a wallet that they say will kind of transition the company and be part of a new business model that they're kind of transitioning into, which is to abandon their mobile hardware, which many of you are familiar with, and pivot more towards software solutions. Well, Lipto is only going to support Hedera hash graph assets at launch. If you're not familiar with the Hedera hash graph, it's interesting. It's not even blockchain really. It's an alternate to blockchain. It's a distributed ledger technology, uh, but it's a little bit different. And Hedera is actually governed by a council that includes companies like Google, Boeing, IBM, Deutsche Telekom, LG, of course, Tata Communications, and several others. It's interesting. I'm guessing that this is just their first foray into the crypto space, but it would be probably kind of irresponsible to guess that they're not going to head towards like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But I think since they're familiar with Hedera and the Hedera hash graph, they're going to first start there. But this is big for the crypto space because it's just another big company getting involved. I know Samsung is also working on a wallet. There's been rumors that Apple may actually create some sort of crypto wallet. So things are really moving forward in the crypto space.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Apple add crypto into their current Apple Wallet, where you can pay with crypto instead of paying with your credit card or whatnot. I think that's something we could probably expect to see some at some point, right? So
Yeah.
moving on to the DeSo blockchain, Ash DeSo, of course, that's the old Invest in Digital Ash from the DeSo core team, unveiled the new DeSo ecosystem update yesterday, and in it included some of the things what we've been talking about over the last week or two. Um, DeSo Messenger continues their quest to become the Web3 Discord. They have several new features that we've discussed, including refactored API, socket support, fixed URL length, push notifications, and they're also talking to other products for integrations of their API. I know they've been reaching out to some of the other developers on DeSo who have other nodes or apps or websites that they own, and they're trying to kind of work out some of these integrations, which I think could be huge for some of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
DeSoFi was also mentioned, and of course, they shipped a new update that we discussed, I think, a few days ago, where you can now create polls on DeSoFi. There's now Giphy integration, so you can integrate GIFs into your post easily. There's also tipping for direct messages, so you can now tip when you're messaging somebody, which is a really cool feature. And and DeSo said that they're going to have this massive presence at Masari Crypto Mainnet. We talked about Natter speaking there during the event. The event's taking place between September 21st and September 23rd. Natter's actually going to be speaking on September 23rd at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you make that event, that's the time he's going to be there. But also, DeSo's going to have a booth at the event, which I think is probably their very first booth at a larger event like this. They're going to have some of the core team there. And they're also in talks with other events to have speaking arrangements and also booths and presentations at other events as well. They're asking if you have any ideas for what events that they could attend or speak at. Definitely reach out to them, reach out to Ash, reach out to anybody from the core team.
Yeah, there's a lot of events that take place around the world, and I think this is a good that they're starting to do this. I think it's great to be able to go to an event and kind of see a team behind a project and get like a hands-on experience and hear from the team directly what they're doing and why Web3 and decentralized social is so important. So I love that. And DeSoFi, continuing to improve. Almost weekly, they have updates. Love them.
Yeah, I love all the updates coming in, especially from DeSoFi. So Natter, yesterday we talked about how NFTZ and some other nodes were having major issues. There appeared to be an update that went out that people weren't aware of, and it caused some commotion, some things to crash, and people to be angry, some people to be frustrated. But most of it's been resolved. Natter did have an update on the issue yesterday. He said there weren't any unannounced changes that we're aware of, but it appears that nodes that haven't updated in a while are having some issues. So it seems like, so nodes don't auto update. They have to actually go out and get updates as they come out. And updating sometimes can cause issues. So a lot of nodes, they don't update constantly. They don't update consistently. So I think this is what happened here. And NFTZ has been updated. NFTZ is almost back to normal, as it seem for other nodes. Other nodes are getting back to normal as well. On NFTZ, all the actions and transactions on the node should now be working like normal. The transaction node is fully synced and indexed again. So minting is going to be working on NFTZ. The only thing that's not working yet on NFTZ are the stats. That's because we're still syncing the Postgres, and that's what feeds us this statistical information. So stats are out of sync. They will be for a couple more days. Hopefully they're back to normal in a day or two.
Yeah, we're working hard. I know Martine has been working overtime to make sure everything runs smoothly, but things are getting back to normal. So I want to move on. Salil Sethi, we haven't talked much about him lately, but he's been working on his new project. It's called Prosper Circle at prospercircle.com, and it's basically an NFT analytics site and get all kinds of really cool stats on NFTs as well as owners of NFTs and all of that. And it has a wealth of information. But yesterday he rolled out dark mode for prospercircle.com. And I got to say, I love it. Like it's so easy on the eyes. I was talking to Salil just the other day, and I was just telling him it's like night and day, and literally like night and day. Like the white background, it's great if you're used to like bright things, but the dark background, the text really pops. It's really easy to read. And when you're reading a lot of statistics, I know that I like to have the text pop out because it's easier in the eyes. Otherwise, your eyes tire out. So great job with this. I know when I use Prosper Circle, I'm going to have it set at dark mode probably every time I use it.
And it's environmentally friendly too, right? So if you're in dark mode, you're using less of your battery, using less electricity, burning less coal or however that electricity is generated. So it's good for the planet using dark mode.
Solar panels. I use solar panels on my roof, but this is coming right when the Ethereum merge is coming out, which is also going to be green for the environment. So way to go, Salil. I love what you're doing. You're a genius when it comes to statistics and all the data and everything you're working with.
You use solar panels, but that gives you extra electricity, and that electricity is fed back into the grid, and other people are using your solar power because you're using dark mode.
Exactly. So the social world, their weekly post to earn update sponsored by Seals. Seals, of course, is sponsoring these. They give away $50 every week. Seals, I know you made a post asking why we don't own any of your NFTs. I'm sorry, just been really busy. I'll have to check out some NFTs of yours. But I want to get to the winners, and the winners of post to earn on the social world. So these people have gotten the most engagement on their posts over the last week, their posts that they post on the social world. And we were number one. We got $10, followed by Clout Women Unite, who got $9, followed by Sedu Disu, who got $8, Stargazer got $7, Michelle Lord $6, Randier $5, Sandy Rose $4, and Vampire Campfire $3. And I love what they're doing. I hope we see other nodes do the same, and then you can kind of have a competition between nodes, who's giving the most money away to the most people. And it's kind of like this push and pull mechanism where people are going to hopefully eventually jump from node to node because one node might be giving away more than another node.
Exactly. I love what Ado's doing with the social world. I love thanks to Seals for all the sponsorships that they're giving to the social world in order to pay this money out. So it's great. It's great for the community. Moving on to Octoposse. We talked a lot about Octoposse season 2. So the top 10 rarest Octoposse in season 2 are going to be awarded DeSo. And Octoposse have released the current top 10. You have until September 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to mate, to merge your Octoposse, merge yours with other people's Octoposse if that's what you want to do, and create the rarest Octoposse in this season. And the top rankings, number 1 currently is Milhouse Van Houten, who, if it was to end today, would be awarded 67.57 DeSo. Crazy. Ryan Elf is number 2 at 59.12 DeSo, followed by Rhubarb, 50.68 DeSo. Mr. Music comes in at 4 and 5. Studio Richard comes in at 6 and 7. Ouija's at 8. Nigel NFT's at 9. And Mr. Music again comes in at number 10. And 10th place gets you 25.34 DeSo. So I think it costs what, 0.77 DeSo to mint an NFT?
Yeah.
In season 2. So Milhouse Van Houten's going to get 67 DeSo if he remains in the top position. That's almost 100 Octoposse he could have minted for that price. So it's really a great fun game. Brian and I have taken part. We might have to get more involved in this to try and finish in that top 10 list, but figure that out. But I love it. I love what they're doing. And remember, you have until 2 p.m. Eastern Time, September 8th, to finish your minting.
Yeah, I wonder what the secondary market's like people trying to buy themselves into the top. But think about that, 67.57 DeSo to the top, the winner. When DeSo was trading at $200, that would be over $13,000.
Crazy, right?
It's just nuts. So talking about NFTs, we don't have the top bidders over the last 24 hours from NFTZ because of the Postgres issue. We had some stat issues. The stats are down for now for the daily. But instead, we're going to talk about the daily creator coin value gainers according to Altumbase. And this is an interesting stat. So these people saw their creator coin go up in value the most. So people are buying their creator coins. Meta Philosopher was top, followed by XRabbit, Blunt Analytics, Manet,
No. Maintain the reason.
Maintain the Reason, Felipe Tahiti, Squatch, Goosey's, Goofball Trucker, Bob X, and exclusive NFT series. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to Altumbase, are Zia Mead, Krasenstein, Clout Women Unite, Miami, Japan, Ask the Audience, Shady Acres, Riga, Happy Rabbit, Rihan Ree, and Payne LW. And what are the events happening today?
Yeah, thanks to Miss Katie Ann once again for the list of events taking place in the DeSo ecosystem. At 1 p.m. Eastern Time is Investor Office Hours AMA on Entra with Ben Ursing. Ben's a great guy. Brian and I actually had a chance to have a meeting with him a couple weeks ago. So knowledgeable. He knows so much about VCs and the investing ecosystem. Definitely check that out if you have time. That's on joinentre.com at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. At 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Blockchain Underground with Ari on Entra. Maybe Ari, I'm not sure. ARRY. Anyhow, it's on Entra, joinentre.com, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Wild Goose Chase Extravaganza. First game starts on chain with Goosies by Rhubarb. And that is going to take place on Love for SRC. You can get a link to that there. And check out Miss Katie Ann's profile if you want the links to each individual event. That's all the news we have for today. It's good talking to you again this morning. Have a great rest of your Friday, and we will talk to you this weekend.